When the phone rings, more and more people are using caller ID to determine who's on the other end of the line. But there is an easy way for just about anybody to fool people into thinking they're talking to someone else. Action News consumer reporter Nydia Hahn is here with what sounds like a dire situation.
Well, that's right, Jim. These days, most of us have caller ID, whether it be on our landline or cell phone. But now, because of something called caller ID spoofing, just about anyone can call you and remain anonymous or pretend to be someone else. Juanita Felton hates getting phone calls from strangers.
You pick it up, it's a telemarketer.
So Juanita relies on her caller ID.
Now I'll just pick it up and look at it. I don't want to talk to him.
So imagine her surprise when she gets this phone call. The caller ID comes up as Odessa Jones, Juanita's aunt.
Well, this is not Odessa. This is Heather calling from WPVI, Channel 6. What do you think of that?
That's really scary. That's really weird.
You want to hear it?
Heather is an Action News producer.
I was shocked. It did not sound like her at all.
Welcome. Please enter your PIN number.
Heather changed her voice as well as the phone number and name that appeared on Juanita's caller ID through a spoofing service called Spoof Card. Dial Spoof Card's toll-free number and enter a PIN number, the caller ID you want to appear, and the number you'd like to reach. The call then goes through instantly. Telespoof offers a similar service. Both companies charge about $10 for 60 minutes of talk time.
What did the caller ID come up as?
Pico Energy.
But it was Action News calling Juanita again from our newsroom. Of course, we spoofed Juanita's caller ID only for the purposes of this piece.
But if it would fall into the wrong hands, it certainly could be another case of where someone can take advantage of the trust that Pico has established with its customers.
Pico is concerned criminals could manipulate their identities to set up bogus appointments and get unsuspecting victims to open their doors. To prevent that from happening, Pico has this advice.
If it's Pico calling you, we will be able to provide you your name, your address, your account number, and your current balance.
Spoof Card and Telespoof say their target markets consist of private investigators, law enforcement, insurance agencies, and lawyers. But Action News had no trouble getting access, and security experts worry neither would anyone else. There have been several high-profile cases of caller ID spoofing. For instance, many constituents of Pennsylvania Congressman Tim Murphy got phone messages that criticized the legislator. The caller ID made it appear the calls were coming from the congressman's own office. And someone used caller ID spoofing to call Paris Hilton and pose as someone from her cell phone carrier to get the password to her voicemail. So beware. The next time you get a call, as Juanita now knows, the person on the other end of the line could be just about anyone. It is illegal for telemarketers to spoof caller ID and pretend to be someone else, but it is not illegal for most other individuals or businesses, although a number of legislators have proposed bills to change that, and the Federal Communications Commission is actively investigating this issue, as well as a number of companies that offer caller ID spoofing. For more information and more tips to protect yourself from the potential dangers that could result, go to 6abc.com.
And don't you think the next stage in all of this will be a company that comes up with a telespoofing block service or blocking
Probably
service?
so. Probably so. We just can't keep up. It's really difficult.
Telepoofing or something.
We'll see.
I don't know. Thank you.